Happy Friday, everybody. Hello, hello. Just checking in on this Friday morning or afternoon for some of you. And good to see all of you showing up in the comments right now. We've got Priscilla, who made it to a live session finally, which is awesome. We've got Janice and Val, who's saying it feels like winter outside. And as I'm in my chunky knits, I also am feeling a little wintry here in Ohio. We've got Senna from Germany, Tina's here, and I presume Robert's here somewhere. John is checking in, Mary is here. And let's see, we've got Karen Ann and Renata. Awesome, excellent. Well, great to see you all. So, as you know, this week we kicked off mixed media journaling. And for us here at Sketchbook School, that means that we have been going crazy over a new week of new content, and lots of students have been making messes and learning a lot in mixed media journaling. So this week, I want to show off some of the artwork that students have been making in class because we've seen some truly incredible journal spreads. And students are using all sorts of really unique materials to beef up their art journal spreads. So I want to show some of that off, first off. So we've got Brenda, who was doing part of her homework assignment for Mary Beth Shaw, who is the instructor this week. And Mary Beth instructed students to make pieces and parts, or making parts is what she calls it. So putting together a lot of collage elements and making marks that are going to go into your journal spread. And I want to show this image that Brenda did because she used a Lego, if you can see that, a little pink Lego, as one of her stamps. And I loved the idea of heading to the toy box for art supplies. And then if you look over, this is the piece of art that she created with it. And you can kind of see these little polka dotted stamped areas. And I just love seeing the process as students put together these layers and all of these components. So Brenda, thanks for sharing that. And in the mixed media journaling group, we saw lots of really cool process images and updates. I want to show this off. Nancy Gill was using some really cool gold paint that I just really gravitated towards. Maybe it's because the sky is gray right now, but I just love this flashy color that she used sparingly, so it's really effective, but really juicy. Rhonda also shared a spread where she actually incorporated some collage materials, one that looks like it's from an architectural manual of some sort. And I thought it was so cool that she's sort of including some man-made kind of imagery, really like concrete kinds of things over top of a really organic looking background. So I thought that was really cool, Rhonda. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I also love how Bene, on her way home from work, did this landscape. And I'm going to make it bigger. It's kind of awkward because it's so extreme. But I just love the way that she layered across both pages with this. And it really feels like you're kind of driving, down a road at sunset or after work. And I think she really captured that feeling, and I love it. And lastly, I just wanted to show one of the sort of transformative experiences of this course this week was that students like Bev talked about how they were learning to really embrace their style in this course. And I think it's easy when you're making art to want to get everything perfect and where you want it to be. And I think students playing with all these materials were able to just make messes and, experiment with things and really just kind of lean in to whatever style kind of emerges. So Bev did this image. You see the text there and some really cool textures and some collage elements. And I just love that Bev's takeaway from this week was, learning to embrace your style and embrace the things that kind of pop up on your page organically, even if you don't plan them or if they don't end up as planned. So I think that's a great lesson, and I think a lot of you are taking that with you as we go into week 2, which will be fantastic. Another aspect of mixed media journaling that's kind of seeped into all elements of our lives in the schoolyard is that students are using art materials, some of which I've never even heard of, to experiment with. And I just love that Lydia was using jelly plates, so a printmaking process, to do this spread in her art journal. And I just love the texture that came out of it and the really graphic quality. So seeing students use materials that, are new to me, or materials that I kind of forgot about, from my college art class days, has been really interesting. And I think that people are learning a lot about the tools that, are available to them. And then I just want to highlight one final piece of art, kind of in a different plane and a different medium. But I wanted to point out Trix in our group has been making these comics. And she is one of our German students at Sketchbook School. So for those of you that speak German, Trix does a lot of German writing and text in her art. And she's been posting just a ton of art. And I wanted to share this little comic that she made about a dog. And I just think it's really sweet. And I wanted to share that because it's a little bit different than what we've been seeing lately with mixed media. But as always, we love seeing students explore different communication methods and things of that nature. So Trix, thank you for showing up and always sharing your art in whatever language strikes you. We think it's fantastic, and it makes the schoolyard a really fun and diverse place. And I love checking in on the comments here. It looks like, so Stephanie is saying that it's given her permission to use her stash. And I think that's perfect. Permission to dust off some of those supplies and things that maybe you forgot about. So I definitely encourage you guys to dig into those art supply boxes and those shoe boxes and start making some messes and have some fun this weekend making art, definitely. And I just want to point out one meetup that's happening. So this is going to be happening with our NorCal Sketchbook buddies on Saturday. So check out their meetup at the Starbucks in Sacramento. And you can find details on that in the schoolyard and also in the Facebook group. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It's great to see you here, and as always I look forward to Fridays because I feel like it's just this nice day to show off everything that you guys are doing because it's always really exciting and really inspiring to me. So thanks for tuning in, and thank you for sharing your art with us, and I can't wait to see what else you guys make. So have a creative and happy weekend, and I'll see you next week.